We are in Glendive, Montana. We're going to load a heavy load to go to Glasgow, Montana. Well, maybe not. We're not going to Glasgow. Thought we'd already checked on the load, but I'm going to do something weird here. I know you guys ain't going to understand it because I don't quite understand it myself. But I'm going back to Costco. Reason I'm going back is I'm not quite sure that I got this thing to sink for that load going to Glasgow. You gotta remember, I used to truck all over this part of the country, so a lot of this stuff is actually just as I remember it. It's been a long time since I've been there, but I've come across things that were there when I was trucking out here. I guess I pulled out in front of a car. Sorry, car. We'll just pretend like I went to the truck stop and had a little lunch. Go back to the freight board. Wonder how long this load is. Woo, it's a big one. We're just gonna run a load back to Glendive, or back to Miles City. There, I see my trailer. I was actually on my way home many years ago, right in this part of Montana, with an empty bull wagon, and I came across a broke down bull wagon with a load of cows on it. And I was really tired and really wanted to go home. But I felt like I should ask if I could help. And of course, I did. Anyway, I was going eastbound, and that truck was going westbound. So I just walked across there and see if there was anything I could do, and they asked me if I could unload the cattle onto my truck and finish the run. Because otherwise, them cattle were going to have to sit there on that truck until another truck got there from a couple 100 miles away. And I said, of course. Well, the only way to get backed up to him was to go up to the next exit, back down the ramp, and back all the way down the interstate to butt up to him to the back of his trailer so we could transfer him over to my trailer. Well, that was about, it was a mile or better. So the state patrol closed off the interstate, gave me time to back down the ramp, back down the interstate. Well, things weren't going very quickly, backing up that far and low. And one of the patrolmen walked up and asked me if I could, if there's any way we could speed things up a little bit. I said, well, if you don't mind, I can sure speed it up. I put that thing in high gear and backed it all the way down there, mashed to the floor as fast as it'd go. High range. That sped things up a lot. Anyway, make a long story short, we got the cattle transferred to my truck. I finished his load for him, and I was still home in time for dinner, so not a bad day. Let's go back to Miles City. I like Miles City. If you've never had the chance to be to this part of the country, you ought to give it a try sometime. I bet you'll really like it. It's a very pretty country. Not so much in the wintertime, though. Summertime, it's really pretty. Oh, it can be pretty in the wintertime, too, but I don't like cold weather. That's why I don't live up there no more. I've drove Peterbilts, Kenworths, Western Stars, about everything. Cab overs, about every kind of cab over there was. Max. Drove just about all those trucks. I like the Pete's. But one of the smoothest trucks I've ever drove is a Western Star. Those are really smooth trucks. Freightliners are great. I hauled cattle with a cab over Freightliner. Had a 15 speed in it. Basically, that's a 10 speed with a deep under. You just flip a switch and it gives you 5 gears, really slow crawl gears. And then on the high side, you got 10. The deep under came in really handy backing up to loading ramps on some of them farms and ranches. This fog here reminds me of one year I spent in Montana, trucking through Montana when Montana was on fire. Every road you drove, there was fire on both sides of the road. There were firefighters from all over the country. They're fighting that fire. It was huge. It was so smoky. It was like driving in fog all the time. And that smoke lingered all the way from Montana to Minneapolis, Minnesota, into Wisconsin. Ruh-roh raggy. I don't know why they've got this closed down, but thanks a lot, guy. Well, I guess I won't be getting off my exit. We seem to have a wipeout of some kind, or construction. Nope. We have a trucker that lost some pipe. Oof. Talk about dangerous to haul. Wow. We have to find us someplace to get flipped around here. I do believe that exit will be closed for a while. There is a lot of cows in this part of the country here, Montana. Man, believe it or not, I rode a lot of the pastures. Horseback, just checking cows, gathering cows. Used to do that to make a little extra money. Well, I hope we can make our destination this way. It says we can, but that don't really mean anything, does it? Come on, get in gear. Damn thing. Excuse me. Well, let's see if we can drop this trailer successfully. Well, if we can keep the truck running. That'd be great. Well, there's the spot. Oh, wouldn't you know it, I came in the wrong way. Now I gotta turn around. If I can find a place to get turned around. Might be kind of tricky. But I'll bet I'll figure it out. I got a sneaking suspicion that this isn't gonna work. Might have ourselves in a pickle. Hey, what we should have done in the first place. We're going to straddle this white line so we can see if anybody's coming. We're just going to flip this bad boy around right in the middle of the road. Do what you got to do. Oh. Never had to do this before. Somebody honking at me, but you know what? You'll live, buddy. Let's try this again. If you're ever doing this in real life and you come into a place like this and you don't know where you're going, just ask somebody, because trust me, you don't want to get one of these rigs at a spot that you can't get out of. And it happens, trust me. Been there, done that. Are they going to leave me enough room to get up there to get backed into this hole? Or am I going to have to? Probably not. And we didn't. Think we can do it on the blind side again? We are not going to risk it very heavy doing that. Ooh, not good. I'll guarantee you one thing, guys. It is very hard to see. That's the only thing that I noticed. Is when you're backing up, it's very hard to see. It's almost embarrassing. But we're going to get it. I don't like the way it is. It's kind of at a little bit at an angle. I don't like that. Here we go again. Killed the truck. Ooh. Perfection is fine with me. There we go. We're going to drop this trailer. Well, we drove 102 miles. Took us a little while. Used 19 gallons of fuel. I guess the main problem was me just figuring out how to get into that place and get the trailer backed in, put away.